Oh, thank you. Good morning. Everybody just say thank you. Just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me teach this to you because this healing day. Got it? 3-part harmony, choreography. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this healing. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing. Say that again. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this healing. This healing, this healing, this healing. This healing, this healing. All right, let's put into a prayer now. Go like this. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Beautiful. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful. To the world. That's the whole thing. Got it? You are the heart. You are the heart. You are the hands. You are the voice. You are the voice of Spirit. And who you are. And who you are. All you do is a blessing. Is a blessing to the world. You are the heart. You are the heart. Hands. You are the hands. Voice. You are the voice of Spirit on earth. Who you are and who you are. And all you do. And all you do is a blessing to the world. Let's declare it for all of us and say we. We are the heart. We are the hands. We are the voice of Spirit on earth. Who we are and who we are. All we do. And all we do is a blessing to, well, you know, would you do this? Put your hands up like this and say, we are, just wave around the room, just telling everybody we are. We are the voice of Spirit on earth. And who we are, and who we and all we do, and all we do is a blessing. All right, now take those hands, put them over your heart, give it to yourself, say I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of Spirit on earth. Who I am and who I am. All I do and all is a blessing. Is a blessing to the world. Sing it one more time. I am the heart. I am the hands. I am the voice of Spirit on earth. And who I am. All I do. And all I do is a blessing. To just repeat that last line. I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing to the world. Last time. I'm a blessing to the world.
Sacred music, thanks. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Short Ron. And I'm a big licensed Unity teacher here at Unity of Walnut Creek. Thank you for being here this morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our service this morning. It's just really wonderful to stand up here and see all these faces of God. That's a pleasure that I truly enjoy, so thank you. And for you folks online, please know that you are part of our service. So I'd like to say welcome. and know that we appreciate you and that we wouldn't be the spiritual center without you that we are. So thank you for being here. Please turn off your cell phones so we can enjoy this sacred time together without the wonderful dings, pings, and all that good stuff. Again, please let's thank our musician, Karen Drucker. Thank you for being here. Karen's done some wonderful things with her musical ministry. She's got 19 CDs. I mean, that's more than Led Zeppelin. That's pretty cool. And not like Led Zeppelin, she's got original inspirational music and is the author of an inspirational book, Let's Go of the Shore. Stories and songs that set the spirit free. Among her many accomplishments, she has been a professional comedian, led her own band in corporate events, and has been the music director of New Thought churches and for many spiritual conferences and retreats. Karen sings, speaks, and leads workshops at women's retreats and mind and body retreats, health conferences, and various churches around our country. She loves making music, making a difference, and touching hearts. So please join me in welcoming Karen Drucker to our center. So as many of us know already, unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our unity mission here at Unity Walnut Creek is this. In loving community, we empower spiritual growth by modeling and teaching universal spiritual principles. Amen? Amen. And so it is. And so let us move into our statement of faith or our affirmation. And as I like to do, take a moment of attitude of gratitude before we do this. So when doing that, we take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we say thank you. So take a deep breath. As you let it out, say thank you. Yeah. And let's say our affirmation. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And just soak that in and know it to be true. Yeah. If you are new with us, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you giving us a shot. Thanks for being here. We invite you to raise your hand if you're comfortable enough, because we have a welcome packet for you. And within that welcome packet, there is a wooden necklace, and if you feel comfortable enough, you can wear that necklace, and so we will know that you are new. We're not branding you. We just really want to welcome you. And if you feel comfortable, please do that, and so we know that you are new, and we will come up and say hello. There is also a connection card in your packet. Please take it to our bookstore for another welcoming gift. And if you don't want to do any of that, and you want a packet, there's a packet on a welcome table out across the patio there. But please know we are really happy and joy-filled that you are here today. And for you old-timers, we have connection cards in the back of each seat. And so please take one of these cards, and you can fill out a prayer or blessing about a concern or joy, or a comment about our service, and our staff will be praying over these over the week. And if you do have a comment, one of our staff members will contact you during office hours. So thank you for filling those out. So after all that, guess what we get to do? We get to greet each other. So please stand up and greet your neighbors, and be careful because we like to hug.
You
Okay, thank you. Hello, my name is Mike, and I'd like to share some exciting opportunities happening in our community. Are you interested in becoming a prayer chaplain? Or are you currently serving as a prayer chaplain and would like additional training? Be sure to join us in the community room today at 1 o'clock for an orientation meeting to be a prayer chaplain. During the meeting, you will receive details at the prayer chaplain training retreat that will be held off-site at a wonderful retreat center. Would you like to know more about the business of your spiritual community? Next Sunday, immediately following the 11:30 service, we'd like you to join us then. We'll have a community gathering with our Board of Trustees. Please bring your questions and feedback. Today's talk is the first in a three-part series focusing on stories of triumph. The series will conclude with a wonderful concert to celebrate our community's ability to overcome challenges. Mark your calendar for our Songs of Triumph concert and potluck on Sunday, August 27th. Please start thinking about what you'd like to bring to the potluck. You're welcome to put food in the refrigerator before the service. And Unity returns to the Summer of Love for our fall fundraiser. Auction donations are needed now. Please see your bulletin for details and find out more about these and other activities online and in today's bulletin.
This is my favorite song to sing. Can I teach it to you? I'll sing a little verse and I'll show you what the chorus says. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry just fall away from me. I open my heart and I see that there is only love. That's it. There is only love, sweet love. It's a love that can heal, love that sets us free. There is only love. And when I lose myself, in those times when it seems like I have lost my way, I go inside and quiet this chattering mind. That's when I can hear Spirit say, there is only love. That's your part. There is love that heals, love that heals, love that sets me free. There's only love. There is only love. Sing that again. There is only love. Come on. There is only love. Love that heals, love that heals, love that sets me free. There's only love. There is only love. Say that again. There is only love. There's only love. There is only love. Love that heals, Love that heals, love that sets me free. Was free. There is only love. You keep singing it. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. Just that last line. There is only love. There is only love. Everyone do that. There is only love. So when you're in the market today, there is someone cuts in front of you, you just do this. Come back to this moment. There is only love. One more time. There is only love. Thank you.
So we invite you to get ready for meditation. You may want to remove anything from your lap and just prepare for this time as we begin with a prayer that Terry Curtin, one of our prayer chaplains, will sign and share with us. So you may want to keep your eyes open for this part. And then we'll move into some silent meditation and more music.
Thank you. The daily word for today is triumph. Spirit provides all that I need for triumphant living. There are times when I have pulled through adversity, loss, or trauma. Some of these victories were not easy because I resisted at first. Other times, I may have struggled with feeling lost and alone. But my faith assured me that God and I are one. God is always with me. This knowledge strengthens my faith, wisdom, and peace of mind. The spiritual tools I need as I move forward in faith and courage. I willingly meet all events of my life by viewing them as growth opportunities. The triumphant pattern of my life is woven. With prayer, I follow divine inner guidance, tapping into my creativity and engaging in the effectiveness of joy of collaboration. Spirit provides all that I need for triumphant living. And so it is.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment is peace. Let's take a deep breath. Sing real quietly with me in the stillness of this moment. In the stillness of this moment, there's peace. There is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there's peace. There's peace. There is peace, and I rest. And I rest and trust. And trust and breathe. And breathe and know that in the stillness, that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. So we take a moment to feel and to know that peace. The peace that passes all understanding. As we learn what's going on around the world and in our country, we may feel our peace temporarily disturbed. We look a little closer. Have the courage to look at the wounds that are revealed. And then look a little deeper to the good that is spirit in everything. We call forth the love and the peace of spirit to heal all wounds, from Charlottesville, Virginia, to our very own hearts, and all around the world. We ask that understanding and compassion be known through us. And we remember the truth that there is only love. Only love. So let us take a few moments to rest in this peace that passes all understanding, in this knowing that there is only love, and allowing ourselves to be guided to what is ours to do when we emerge from the silence. the stillness of this moment, I am peace. I am peace, and I rest, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, I am peace. Let's repeat, I am peace. I am peace. I am love. I am love. I am joy. I am joy. I claim equality for today. I am what? I am. Do that again. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am peace. The perfect song for today. We are all angels who only have one wing. That angel there. We're all angels searching for each other. We are all angels who cannot reach the sky. Why? Because we need each other to fly. Do you know that there are angels in our midst? Can you see them? Can you feel them? They're all around you, they're with you every day. Do you see them, or do you look the other way? It's that man that I forgot to kiss as I hurried out the door, or that stranger that said hello that I ignored, but they all are angels. We are angels, and we are all angels who only have one wing. We are all angels searching for each other. We are all angels who cannot reach the sky, because we need each other to fly. My life gets so busy and time goes by so fast, and I rush through each day trying to make each moment last. But when I take the time to just look around, I see all of you sweet, sweet angels. You're all smiling back at me. And anywhere at any time I need to open up my eyes and see the beauty that surrounds me. That's when I realize we all are angels. We are angels. We are angels, and we are all angels who only have one wing. We are all angels. I like that. Searching for each other. We are all angels who cannot reach the sky. What does we need each other to fly? We need each other to fly. Everyone, get your wings now. We need each other to fly. We need each other to fly. We need each other. I know that I need you. Yes. We need each other. Thank you.
So today's message is a little bit different than usual, and it begins a series for the next 3 weeks. We are enjoying stories of triumph, and these two wonderful women are sharing their stories that have some common threads, Christine Sharmer and Sarah Hood. So sit back and enjoy the stories of these two amazing women that also, of course, touch our own stories of breakthrough and triumph.
Hi, I'm Christine Sharmer, and this is my story.
I have two beautiful grown sons, Miguel and Mario.
After my husband Mark and I raised them, we raised Mario again.
Our sweet angels were also wild teenagers who loved to party.
When Mario was 16, he punched another kid, and that was the final straw. He was sent to the boys' farm for 6 months.
Afterwards, he chose to live with his birth dad.
Mario is really handsome and did some modeling. He loved girls, and they loved him.
After he graduated, he moved back home with plans for a summer of fun.
Then the boys would be moving out together and attending massage therapy school.
I had just turned 50 that year and was really looking forward to the empty nest.
But all of our plans came to a screeching halt on the night of August 8th.
Let's take a look at a short video of what happened that night.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not beaten yet. Don't give up, I know you can make it good.
Mario was perched on that delicate fence between life and death.
I kept calling him, and I would not let go.
Later, he told me, when I died, 3 angels came for me.
One had long hair like a beautiful lady, and her name was Naomi.
The second was a bald man, all in white.
And the third was pure light.
The angels wanted me to go with them, but I felt my mom's love, and I wanted to return to my body.
Meanwhile, I kept calling him back. Had I stopped calling, I believe he would not have come back.
He says, I came back from my mom. She and I are one.
I was so happy he came back, and at the same time I was thinking,
oh my God, what have I signed up for?
The first 72 hours in ICU were harrowing.
I had to find a way to pull myself together.
After I saw Mario, I would go and play my Native American flute in a hospital chapel.
As I played that flute, I could feel the love and pain of all the mothers on the earth and everything that they had lost.
I felt the heartbreaking pain of mothers who had lost a child and would play until my nose ran and my face was wet with tears.
The doctors gave us a very poor prognosis of Mario's recovery and said that if he did recover, it would be like a suckling baby.
We would have to teach him to walk and to talk and to use the toilet again.
There was a lot to Mario's claim that he and I are one.
When I was 18, the same age as Mario at the time of his accident and near-death experience, I was having panic attacks from taking LSD.
My mother took me to a neighborhood meditation group. I wanted a guru like her friends had, but none of them appealed to me.
Then I saw a picture of Sai Baba, and I knew he was the one, and I became a Satya Sai Baba devotee.
When I was in my 20s, my mom took me to India for a personal interview with Sai Baba. He told me I was on the path of seva, sacred service.
And what an opportunity I had to walk the path now with my newly born 18-year-old son.
Mario was very spiritual, even at 8 years old. He would love getting in the circle and being blessed at Unity's healing nights.
We were both going to need our spiritual practices now.
And we could not act alone. I knew community was essential.
I had a large poster made of Mario, and entire congregations were praying for him, Catholics, Protestants, Hindus, and Jews.
I believe it was this powerful love force that kept Mario on the earth plane with us.
Kitty corner from where the accident happened was a life knowledge center run by Nancy Fitzgerald, who channeled angels.
Nancy channeled angelic messages that Mario would fully recover.
I hung on to that.
And I had my own encounters with angels too. Like Nurse Ann, she told us not to listen to the doctor's dire predictions and to never give up hope.
I was determined to see his recovery through.
I am a school teacher and can be very linear, efficient, and organized. These skills kicked in.
My husband Mark and I studied the monitors when Mario had visitors or experienced different sensations.
We repeated the visits and patterns that showed calm responses and avoided agitating experiences so his brain could heal.
Later, we sought slightly stimulating responses to keep his brain engaged.
I brought aromatherapy oils in to stimulate his sense of smell and taste.
He responded positively to the feel of soft fabrics and feathers and softly playing music.
We posted pictures of him in the room so the medical staff and the nurses could see what a real person he was beyond all the tubes and monitors and machines.
On his 19th birthday, he opened his eyes. What a gift.
That gift turned into a nightmare. I thought he'd come back, only to discover that he was in a persistent vegetative state.
Some of Mario's girlfriends showed up. One of them even claimed to be his sister, just so she could get to see him.
These girls were a godsend, especially Gina and Nikki, who joined his therapy team and always helped when he was moved, which was a lot.
Every time I came into the room and he was missing, my heart would drop, thinking the worst.
Despite the hopeless attitude of the hospital staff, we persisted in our plan for Mario's full recovery.
I made a schedule and wrote out detailed plans for what to do, exercises, reading to him for all the visitors.
We kept a collective journal. Each person who came to help recorded what they did and how Mario responded.
After 141 days of nursing homes and hospitals, he finally responded to a doctor and went to rehabilitation. But Mario came home quadriplegic, food tube, with 36 pills a day and multiple rages every day.
It was a really trying time to adjust to all of his needs at home.
Looking back, it's hard to imagine how we dealt with the feeding tubes, the Hoyer lift, the vomiting, the diapers, rolling Mario every 2 to 4 hours to avoid bed sores.
I was still working full-time as a school teacher, but at 55, I quit because I was called to write the book, Raising Mario twice.
I was very grateful for Sola, the pit bull puppy, who rescued us and would kiss Mario out of his fits.
Our Unity community was really helpful over the years.
Sherry Miller, a community member, engaged Mario in speech for 4 years.
Kelly Gale taught yoga to Mario on the lawn here for many years, free of charge, and she still works with him to this day.
Kelly recovered from a brain tumor when she was in her 30s, and she cries every time she's with Mario.
Videos of Mario have been made by Sherry Dyer, Jack Nichols, and a website was created by John Nichols, more Unity members.
In the beginning, I was hesitant to bring Mario to church because I didn't know how he would be.
Then I came on Sunday in 2009, and Reverend David told his story of forgiveness about his wife being murdered.
We started coming every Sunday after that.
Mario made connections with Reverend Sheila's daughter, Sion, and her boyfriend, Sonny.
It has been on my mind to get Mario some art support when I came to Unity one Sunday.
David Brooks came right up to me and said, "Would Mario like to paint?"
I just stood there shocked and said, "Wow."
David said that it had come to him in a meditation to ask Mario to do art with him.
From that day forward, David is Mario's art teacher.
Mario has over 100 paintings now, and he has won art awards through Contra Costa County.
This is one of the ways Mario spreads his love, making art and sharing it with the public.
And as anyone who knows Mario knows, he spreads his love also by blowing kisses and saying, "I love you," to everyone he meets.
Love, hope, and faith. That is what's gotten us through this.
And humor. Humor is huge. Keeping Mario light works a lot of the time.
Mario has one toe that sticks up all the time, so we call that his snooty toe.
Now we joke about Mario being called a vegetable at one time. What kind of vegetable are you, Mario? A carrot? A zucchini?
No, he says. I'm celery.
Mario can also be like a stick of dynamite. He gets frustrated and he can just snap and have a complete meltdown.
It's been 15 years since Mario's life changed dramatically.
He's 33 now, and he can communicate verbally some of the time.
He lives in his own apartment with fairly constant caregiver assistance.
He doesn't like violent movies. He's all about peace and love, so we respect his space and ensure his home reflects that.
He blesses everything he eats with love and gratitude, and he even blows kisses to the toilet, acknowledging its service.
We play Om CDs in his apartment all day long.
He's with me now every Thursday afternoon and Friday morning.
And I'm happy to say I have a team of 13 caregivers, not only for Mario, but for my mother, who has dementia.
We found our caregivers through prayer and word of mouth.
Half of them are in recovery.
It's been an extension of Mark and my service to give people jobs who are otherwise unemployable.
One day recently, I was exhausted leaving Unity Church and was headed home for a much-needed nap.
A new guy was doing some yard work for Mark, and he didn't have a place to live.
I'm not having him live in my house, I thought.
But what do you do with someone who needs a home?
I wondered if he could live with my mom and Mom's live-in caregiver, Jenny.
When I got home, the guy was in the back weeding and crying because he didn't have a place to go.
All right, I said, you can move in with my mom on a trial basis. If you get along with her and stay clean and sober, then you can stay.
My mom's response was, "Who's this strange man in my house? I don't want him living here."
But within 2 days, Mom was declaring her love for him, and he has since taught my mom to meditate 30 minutes a day.
Jenny likes having him there because Mom doesn't follow her around the house as much.
Mario has given me a great means of service and connection with people.
I've also taken to preaching to these caregivers.
I say, look, if you want to be happy and balanced, you have got to meditate. You can call it walking meditation, you can call it prayer, you can just go sit in a tree. It works.
Meditation has saved me.
I didn't panic when Mario's caregiver, Chris, called in sick.
I used to panic. I don't even get that ugh anymore. And of course it worked out. John started and Jenny was available.
I've learned to release the fear and trust. Then life can be magical.
There's always some angel to help.
You don't know what's going to happen in life. If you step out of the way, Spirit takes care.
The only thing that you can control is your attitude, and that's what I do.
I've learned to be in the eye of the storm. I meditate, eat well, exercise, and always ask for help.
If I need a timeout, I put my headphones on and listen to a meditation.
Recently, Mario's yoga teacher, Kelly, rebirthed the idea of making a documentary of his life.
Through her connections, we've made a short starter video.
We have a fundraiser and art show planned for September 16th and a GoFundMe campaign for the full documentary.
For years, I hung on to that angel's promise of Mario's full recovery.
But what is recovery? My son is perfect, just the way he is. I don't try to change him anymore.
I'll always be a significant part of Mario's life, but I don't want to be his caregiver anymore. I'm getting better and better at setting that boundary all the time.
Mario assures me, I'm never alone, Mom. I see you every time I look in the mirror. You and I are one. I'm here to heal the world with you.
And so we keep evolving.
I want to share the wisdom I've gained and go as far as I can with this body.
Mario says he's going to stay here until the whole world is in love.
Together, we are a mighty force to heal this world.
Mario and I are definitely not alone, and we're definitely not done yet.
Let's bless Christine. You want to stand? You might know this song. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Sing that again. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. Hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. Just that last line. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Last time. You are the face of God.
It's a big story, wasn't it? And of course, we just heard the snapshot. Ready for another one? Can your heart take another one?
I'm Sarah, and this is my story.
My kids have been to more funerals than weddings.
I've been hospitalized in mental wards, performed emergency CPR on my closest loved ones, and at times,
I've contemplated suicide.
let me explain.
It was 1998 on a freeway on-ramp when my then boyfriend, Quan, and I discovered that we both wanted twins and a singleton.
We had met at the Flamingo Hilton in Reno, and things were going well. But it was that on-ramp discovery that sealed the deal.
We couldn't figure out how to have a wedding with our two cultures and families.
Thai and Laos weddings last a weekend and involve 3 to 4 wedding dresses. My culture dictated 1.
His family didn't approve of our racially mixed marriage.
My family wished he had more educated and less poverty-stricken background.
So we eloped in Lake Tahoe.
Our dreams of the twins in Singleton were waylaid when we found out we couldn't get pregnant.
Shortly afterwards, a nurse handed me a fertility prescription and said,
"Don't expect to get pregnant."
Despite her sentiments, we celebrated our first anniversary with joyful news. We were pregnant.
With triplets.
Triplet pregnancy often wavers between life and death.
The concern is going into preterm labor, which I did several times.
20 weeks in, I had emergency surgery so that my babies could survive and stay in my womb to develop enough.
I also had gestational diabetes.
After all the poking and prodding, it felt as if my body was no longer mine and that it had become property of the medical system.
But my babies made it.
11 weeks early, each weighing 2 pounds.
Charlie, Emily, and Linnea arrived and were promptly put on life support.
Soon they would come home, which was a rental condo in terrible condition.
My mom scrambled to find us a better house in Reno, and we moved in the day Charlie and Emily came home.
Linnea stayed behind. Her little body was racked with everything imaginable: sepsis, strep, and staph infections.
It was a hard 10 days without Linnea.
I was recovering from a C-section while pumping and freezing milk.
Quan would go back to California to see Linnea and bring my breast milk.
When it was time to collect 5-pound Linnea, we had to take a long detour around a burning wildfire.
Finally, we arrived and joyfully brought our third child back to her new home.
But another stressor was closing in.
While the move was a good one, it had cost us our health insurance.
Linnea needed to be on oxygen, and we were feeling desperate.
Gratefully, we found a place that would donate oxygen until the medical insurance kicked in.
Quan was hired at the Flamingo Hilton, and things were looking up.
In a few months, our babies graduated from their laundry baskets to cribs gifted from my aunt.
And Quan and I gladly abandoned our blow-up mattress on the floor for a real bed.
Quan had wanted to bring home more money for our new family, so he began to gamble.
Gamble away his entire paycheck, that is.
When he didn't come home, I would have him paged at hotel casinos and call hospitals and jails trying to find him.
In the morning, he'd slink back in sheepishly, having gambled all night.
My mom was paying our rent, and I was living on a Social Security check we received for the triplets.
Quan's gambling became severe, and I finally told my mom.
She set out to find a place where she could pay the living expenses for the whole family.
While I was very grateful for my mom, the place she could afford, it had ugly orange countertops, no dishwasher or air conditioning, and a big black widow infestation inside and out.
We were moving anyway, but my mom wasn't packing.
And she has a lot of stuff.
The triplets were 2 years old. Emily was nonverbal and not walking yet, so I was taking her to therapy 3 times a week.
I couldn't deal with it all. In the midst of overwhelm, I began to have suicidal ideations.
But they passed, and we finished moving, and Quan and I separated.
A year later, things were looking up.
Emily finally started walking at 3 years old.
Quan had stopped gambling for 6 months, and we were working on things together.
I became a half-time student with a part-time job at the University of Nevada, where we were granted good and expensive childcare.
Just 2 months later, days before Quan was to move back home, Linnea came toddling into my room and woke me up.
I looked at the clock and panicked. It was 8:30.
Emily always woke me up exactly at 6:38. I pushed past Linnea thinking someone had taken Emily.
A flood of relief came over me when I saw she was still there.
But she was lying face down when I picked her up. Her body was stiff and cold. Her face was white, from her forehead to her chin.
My CPR training kicked in. As I breathed into her mouth, I saw her chest rise and fall.
I was so relieved. She's breathing.
Then I looked up at the firefighter standing in the doorway. He was going like this. I realized it was only my breath moving through her.
The tragedy of my baby's death by seizure instantly became a crime scene.
They took pictures. They took her bedding and her jammies.
They took her body because they had to have her eyes, brain, and spinal cord to rule out child abuse.
Kindness soothed my shock when I saw a policeman putting the milk back in the refrigerator after pouring it for the 2 other kids' cereal.
What would I tell Emily's siblings? I happened to be working in the Human Development and Family Studies at the university, and I followed their recommendations.
Children need concrete information. So I told them Emily's breathing stopped and her heart stopped.
And they needed to see their sister. When we walked into the mortuary, 3-year-old Linnea asked, "Is this heaven?"
Shortly after Emily died, I desperately wanted to be with her. Who would take care of her? I reasoned Quan could take care of the other 2 kids if I left to take care of Emily.
I imagined driving my car underneath semis and having a great explosion.
And then it dawned on me. If anyone could be a better parent than me, it was God.
I could live with that, even though I still entertained an exit now and then.
But I didn't really want to die. I just needed help. When I went to the hospital, they asked repeatedly, "Are you suicidal?"
The last time the woman held my gaze until I realized yes was the correct answer.
In 2004, I was checked in. They took out my shoelaces. It was like jail and hospital, but I didn't care. I just slept.
I slept a lot.
After I was released, we moved to California where Quan had a new job and we made a new start.
We wanted another child, and in March 2006, Maddie was born.
I went back to work and to my great surprise became pregnant again with Abby.
This one was 100% organic.
But at 7 weeks old, something wasn't right. The doctors suggest we take Abby to Stanford, where they told us her right lung was not attached.
Just then, I remembered the horrifying dream where I picked up my new baby, and she had a box coming out of the right side of her back.
We all went to live at Abby at the George Marks Children's House for terminally ill children and their families.
It is the most remarkable, compassionate place you could imagine. To the kids, it's like going to Disneyland.
One night while there, I saw a glimpse of a young girl in a white floor-length gown. She was about 8, the same age as Charlie and Linnea.
A friend suggested it was Emily in angel form. I wept, knowing it wouldn't be long for Abby.
Her angelic older sister Emily had come to take her to the other side.
Soon I was repeating "Mommy loves you" as Abby made her transition.
Later, while I was in hydrotherapy session, Emily appeared in the upper corner of the room, holding Abby. She told me I was a good mom.
And thus my conscious communication with angels began.
Although earthly life was not easy by any stretch, I was healing.
Quan was stuck in his old patterns. He started selling pot from our apartment. I was done, and we divorced.
I'm 3rd generation New Thought. When I had the triplets, I drifted away.
It felt like a breach of faith when my 2 children died.
I still believed, but I was really mad at God.
The why question plagued me. Why did I have 2 children die?
A minister suggested that these 2 souls chose me as their mom for their short lives, for all of our souls to grow.
That was a profoundly positive take on such negative events. It was a reason my brain could understand and a privilege my heart could feel.
Death has a reason.
When you look at the bigger picture in terms of multi-lifetime and soul growth, it's easier to understand.
In 2014, I met John. I knew from the first date that he was the one. We were twin flames.
He was deeply spiritual, and we exchanged energy work, and he even talked to angels.
Oh, I skipped. Sorry, guys. 2 days after John's birthday and 1 day after mine, I woke to him groaning as he came down the stairs at 3 a.m.
As he passed out, I guided him onto the floor, and then I shook him and I yelled, "We just met! Don't do this!"
I love you, John, I said as the paramedics were whisking him to the ER.
There's a certain energy resonance to terror, and I was experiencing it as a nurse guided me down the hospital hallway.
And then I heard a voice from within say, "You've had 2 children die. If he's gone, you can do this."
The doctor was explaining to me that John died of widowmaker heart attack. I was so angry, I wanted to beat up the doctor.
And then an angel in full form with bright white wings to the floor appeared. It was John.
"It's even better over here than I thought," he said.
From then on, I had conversations with him whenever I wanted. The relationship had changed, but it wasn't gone.
We talked all the time. When I was ready to date again, I discussed it with John. I signed up for Spiritual Singles online, and 5 days later, I met Glenn.
Glenn is so much like John, it's crazy. He's techie, he's spiritual, he does energy healing, and he even
Likes geology.
Likes geology, right. I couldn't believe it. No.
By then, I had a grounding habit that I call my angel handshake. And during that first date with Glenn, I greeted my 4 angels.
And there was sweet, smiling Abby.
And Doc Benny, my guardian angel, who had revealed himself to me in a workshop.
My daughter Emily said, "I love you, Mommy."
And John, who put his hands around me and said, "I'm not supposed to be your attention right now. He is."
As he turned me to face Glenn.
Then when Glenn and I did a healing together, he said, "You have 4 angels."
And I said to myself, this guy is good.
One day, I was driving and heard, "Look left."
The street sign said John Glenn Drive.
I followed the road. Since then, Charlie, Linnea, Maddie, Glenn, and I have made a new home together.
We have a great relationship and enjoy this spiritual community as a family. The kids love Youth of Unity.
Through death, I've learned to consciously choose love over hate.
Reverend David once told me that you don't ever have to stop loving.
And I felt relieved. I never want to stop loving.
I keep an eye out for spontaneous fun, too, because I know how special these opportunities are.
I'm a grief specialist now, and I'm putting the finishing touches on my book, Trust Me, Death Has a Reason.
I want to inspire people and let them know that life can go on after tragedy.
In fact, it's remarkable just how good life can be.
Should I stand?
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Sing that again. You are the face of God. Hold you in my heart. I hold you. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. Hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love.
You are the face of love. Just that last line. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Christine and Sarah.
Again, I don't mean whole. Thank you. Okay, that was wonderful. Prayer opportunity. Boy, this is a good time to talk about prayer, isn't it? Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. They are wearing lavender stoles. Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness. Amen? Yeah. So let us now open our hearts to the consciousness of giving as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, so shall we receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature. There are a variety of ways to financially give to this community. For credit card donations, use PushPay on your smartphones or take an envelope from the clipboard in the back of each chair. Those of you at home, you can also use PushPay or click on the donate button on the web live page. And now I invite you to take your tithe in your hand and repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. That's the whole thing. God is my source. God is my power. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. All my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Say that again. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. For all my blessings. God gives me everything. Let's do love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. All my blessings. Love gives me everything. Let's do peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. For all my blessings. Peace gives me. Let's do one more time. God is. God is. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. For all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Repeat that line. God gives me everything I need. Here we go. God gives me everything.
I don't know about you, but that energy is just swirling in my heart. Is it swirling in yours? Thank you, thank you, thank you again, Sarah and Christine. Your stories just inspire us to know that no matter what comes along in our lives, we are capable and able to find the good and to co-create with Spirit a breakthrough, a new life, a new beginning. All kinds of possibilities are available to us. So here before us is a representation of the many gifts that we get from this source, this power that gives us everything we need despite outer appearances. Let us bless this together with the blessing that is on our screen. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, unceasing flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Let's bring our children in with Marching in the Light.
We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God.
Do you want to tell us anything that happened today, Lonnie?
Today we learned our prosperity comes on gratitude, and we have this beautiful young soul, Eli, that would like to share his words of wisdom.
I'd like to share what we learned in class today. Gratitude. Gratitude is being thankful for what you have, and I'm thankful for coming to California.
Thank
you.
We are so thankful you came to California too, Eli. I am thankful for coming to California too. So let's bless our children and teachers together. Youth and teachers, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. Let's close out our service with a prayer of protection and the peace song. Join hands with the people next to you. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. You are the love and the light and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine and have fun.